Hi, my name is Catherine Alice Michaels, and it's my infinite pleasure to share with you artist books from the Cynthia Sears collection. The Cynthia Sears collection is displayed on a rotating basis at Bainbridge Island Museum of Art in the Sherry Grover Gallery. The show changes 3 times a year, addressing themes Cynthia has been pondering. With approximately 2,000 books in the collection to draw from, each show includes many perspectives and styles. The 3 books I want to share with you today are from an exhibition titled Water Is. With her book choices, Cynthia wants to make the point that water is essential to life on many levels, including physical, emotional, and spiritual. The title of this piece is Deep Time by Radha Pandey. Deep Time is made from unbound pages housed in a small box. It was letterpress printed on kozo paper dyed with indigo and cloves. The printed woodcuts are adapted from contour maps of the Himalayan range. Cutouts shape the boundaries of the Tibetan Plateau, the Kanzagal, and the Andean mountain range, some of the highest lands on our planet. Pandey gives us the opportunity to examine the concept of deep time as we turn the pages to reveal shifting land. As sedimentation happens on the one side of the box, erosion happens on the other. On the second to the last page is the only text, which reads, in part, "Water and soil, 2 of the oldest beings on our planet. The earth was shaped and is being shaped even today entirely by these slow-moving forces. The water we drink is ancient. It has changed its form through the eons to adapt to its environment. It has been snow, glaciers, rivers, clouds, rain, streams, and then finally flowed through a tap to become part of us, sustaining us. As we enter the Anthropocene, we effect change that would have taken the Earth billions of years in a fraction of the time. The process of erosion and sedimentation are no longer a testament to time, but a sign of human presence and intervention. 2 trays within the clamshell box housing this book might as well be our own 2 hands holding the world. The title of this book is Riverine by Sarah White, and this is an excerpt of how she describes her book. Riverine is an artist book and fragmented essay about a riparian landscape in New Orleans, Louisiana, called the Batture. It pays homage to communities that have existed on the Batture in homes on stilts throughout history and the liminal experience of living in a place that is neither water nor solid ground, undefinable and always changing. Riverine is light and textured. Images are both hand-drawn and reproduced photographs that often overlay each other. The human-built images and the blocks of color also interact. Each image and text is in conversation with the other, giving and taking space, just as the residents along the river have learned to do. A few pages in, we read, "Where there is dirt, there is someone to claim it. The river deposits sediment, and human settlement follows. On the Batture, ownership is nebulous, changing with the shoreline. Some arrive by boat and leave on foot." We're on shifting ground, and the book reflects this with text that rises and pages that pull up their feet. The orangey red ink color references the buoys in the water, and the gray-brown is the color of the mud. This page opens and suggests a house high enough to be out of the way from the river's flow. On the left, it reads, "Building materials are foraged along the river. Sediment, flotsam, and debris flow from Minnesota to Louisiana, with tributaries touching 31 states." Along the right side is a long list of items that made the journey down the river, including telephones, pianos, bird cages, toilets, and teeth. Although the Batture houses were built legally, in 1954, hundreds of residents were evicted without compensation. Their houses were then either burned or bulldozed. Sarah White includes a quote from Walter Rogers, Bachelor Dwellers Representative from 1955. It might be noted that people who have survived the floods of Old Man River for 14, 24, even 33 years, perched in their 24-foot pilings, seeing the yellow waters so often swirl around their kitchen linoleum while they continue cooking supper, won't be stumped by legal difficulties. Riverine is an evocative artist book whose story continues to evolve as the levees continue to rise. This is titled How Swimming Saved My Life by Ellen Knudsen. Ellen Knudsen's book is as refreshing as a splash of water with its cool colors and bold images. I like it immediately when I open to the hand-carved linoleum printed title. The humanness of the hand carving invites me into something I think will be safe and wonderful, in spite of the worry the words "save my life" conjure. Then the first page begins. My fury makes me a bad person, and the one thing that saves me from being a monster is swimming, and ends with, and when the swimming is done, I am nicer. The second page of text is a rhyming poem with strict rules for repetition called a sestina. This reminds me of the rhythm of swimming. When we turn the next page, we are at the end of the pool. The page after is divided into two texts. Here is an excerpt from the bottom text. Water is like space, and sometimes I hurtle through it without realizing how beautiful it is. But sometimes I stop and really enjoy being suspended, slowing down and appreciating that I am able to be there. The text in the top corner is about how one day a bird was caught in the rafters over the roof of the indoor swimming pool. Knudsen writes, "It wasn't panicked. In fact, it seemed rather at ease. It rested on the scaffolding as though it were boughs filled with leaves instead of bolts." Opening the ending folio reveals a monoprint. Monoprints are one-of-a-kind prints made with built-up layers and colors. Knudsen used a gelatin plate and 5 to 6 stencils and the same color palette for each one. She describes monoprinting as a free and loose process and told me that the freedom of swimming, the weightlessness, the release of it, is directly tied to that bird she saw in the natatorium. Onto the monoprint, she has printed with metal type. I hope the bird saw me swimming and felt like everything was okay. Maybe it all seemed natural. Maybe I looked like just another creature going about its business. I'm Catherine Alice Michaels, and I've enjoyed sharing these artist books with you. I hope you enjoyed seeing these selections from the exhibition Water Is.